Have you ever stopped to think that the vegetables you eat every day, yes, the ones you thought were always good for you, might actually be weakening your legs? Many seniors are surprised to learn that certain vegetables, while seemingly healthy, can contain compounds that contribute to muscle loss, poor circulation, and nerve issues. If you've been dealing with frequent cramps, unsteadiness, or a gradual loss of strength in your legs, the cause might be hiding right on your plate. In this video, we're going to reveal 7 vegetables that could be silently harming your lower body strength and explain why they pose unique risks for older adults. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Eggplant. Eggplant, with its glossy purple skin and velvety texture, has long been a favorite in comforting dishes. From grilled vegetable stacks to stews and pasta bakes, most people see it as a harmless or even healthy option. But for older adults, especially those struggling with mobility or balance, this popular veggie might be working against you. What many don't realize is that eggplant contains a compound called solanine, a naturally occurring toxin that can interfere with nerve function and muscle coordination. Have you ever noticed a dull heaviness in your legs? Or perhaps stiffness that makes walking feel like you're dragging extra weight? That might not just be age or fatigue. It could be solanine, disrupting the communication between your nerves and muscles. Over time, this interference can lead to tingling sensations, numbness, and even ongoing weakness in the legs. Tasks that once felt simple, getting up from a chair, walking to the mailbox, or stepping over a curb, can start to feel like uphill climbs. And it doesn't end there. Eggplant has also been linked to increased inflammation, particularly in people who already deal with joint pain or arthritis. If you're waking up with stiff knees, sore ankles, or joints that seem to resist every movement, eggplant might be quietly adding fuel to that fire. The inflammation doesn't just make joints ache, it adds stress to surrounding muscles, forcing them to work harder just to stabilize your frame. Then there's the issue of calcium. Eggplant can impair your body's ability to absorb this vital mineral. And calcium isn't just about bones, it's also essential for muscular contraction and strength. When your muscles are starved of calcium, they fatigue more easily, cramp more often, and gradually lose the resilience they once had. What you end up with is a slow, barely noticeable decline in leg power, until suddenly things like climbing stairs or walking long distances feel exhausting. Eggplant might look innocent on your plate, but for many seniors, it brings more risk than reward. Still, it's not the only vegetable with hidden downsides. There's another one often found in health smoothies, summer salads, and superfood bowls that may be draining your muscle strength just as quietly. 2. Spinach. For years, spinach has worn the crown of a nutritional champion, praised in magazines, health shows, and family kitchens alike. It's been served up as a symbol of strength, a go-to for energy and vitality. But what if this leafy green isn't as innocent as it seems? What if, instead of building your strength, spinach is slowly undermining it, especially in your legs? The problem lies in oxalates, a compound spinach contains in large amounts. These substances bind to calcium in your digestive system, blocking your body from absorbing this essential mineral. Over time, this can deplete the calcium reserves your muscles rely on to stay firm, responsive, and pain-free. Without enough available calcium, your legs may begin to feel heavy or wobbly. You might experience sudden cramps or a nagging tightness in your calves that stretches into your day. And it's not just discomfort, it's a sign that your muscles are being denied the nutrients they need to function properly. Oxalates do more than block calcium. They also contribute to the formation of kidney stones, a condition that becomes more common as we age. But what's often overlooked is how compromised kidney function affects your entire system, including your legs. When your kidneys aren't filtering well, it can lead to fluid retention, poor circulation, and swelling in the lower limbs. That puffy sensation in your ankles, the weight in your feet, the stiffness that builds throughout the afternoon. Spinach, consumed too often and in large amounts, may be playing a bigger role than you think. Even more quietly, oxalates can irritate your nervous system. This irritation can result in numbness, pins and needles, or unexplained weakness that worsens over time. You might not immediately connect it to your diet, but what feels like simple aging could be something you're putting on your plate every day. And yet, spinach is only one part of this surprising story. There's another vegetable that makes its way into nearly every meal: baked, mashed, roasted, or fried. It's often seen as comfort food, but for aging bodies, it can have a very uncomfortable effect. This next food doesn't just weaken your muscles, it may silently inflame your joints and sap your leg strength in ways that catch up with you slowly. 3. Potatoes, especially fried or processed. Potatoes have long held a special place at the American dinner table, from creamy mashed potatoes to crispy fries. They're a comfort food many of us grew up with. But for older adults, especially those experiencing leg weakness, these familiar favorites might be doing more harm than good. What seems like a harmless side dish may be silently undermining your strength and balance day by day. One of the lesser-known risks of potatoes is their content of glycoalkaloids, natural toxins found particularly in green or sprouting potatoes. These compounds can disrupt nerve signaling, which plays a crucial role in muscle control. Over time, this interference may lead to tingling, numbness, or even a noticeable loss of strength in the legs. If you've ever tried to stand up after sitting for a while and felt like your legs just wouldn't respond the way they used to, glycoalkaloids could be one of the culprits. But the concern doesn't end there. Potatoes, especially when fried or mashed with cream and butter, are also high in rapidly digestible carbohydrates. This means they can cause sharp spikes in blood sugar, followed by inflammation and oxidative stress as circulation worsens. Oxygen and nutrients have a harder time reaching your leg muscles. The result: you may feel more tired than usual, even after light activity. Cramps, slow recovery, and even muscle loss, also known as atrophy, can sneak in, making simple daily tasks harder and more tiring. Processed potato products take the risk even further. Trans fats in many fried or packaged potato snacks can clog arteries, reducing blood flow to the legs. Add in high sodium content, and you're looking at increased fluid retention. The outcome: legs that feel swollen, heavy, and painfully sluggish. Especially at the end of the day, you might not suspect it while enjoying a classic comfort meal. But over time, these effects build up, reducing your mobility and independence. It's a quiet shift, but one that can lead to major health consequences down the line. Still, potatoes aren't the only hidden risk in your kitchen. There's another vegetable, bright, juicy, and often found in everything from salads to pasta sauces, that could be stirring up inflammation in your joints and silently intensifying your leg discomfort. Let's take a closer look at the unexpected effects of tomatoes and why they may not be as leg-friendly as you once believed. 4. Tomatoes. Tomatoes bright, juicy, and full of flavor are a staple in kitchens across the country. From hearty stews to garden-fresh salads, they've earned a reputation as a healthy, nutrient-rich vegetable. But for seniors, especially those experiencing leg discomfort, the story behind tomatoes may hold a few uncomfortable truths. While they're celebrated for their antioxidants and lycopene content, tomatoes can also hide compounds that quietly chip away at your strength and mobility. The main concern lies in a substance called solanine, a naturally occurring toxin found in nightshade vegetables like tomatoes. For some people, especially older adults, solanine can disrupt nerve signaling, making it harder for the brain to communicate effectively with the muscles. That tight feeling in your calves when you wake up, the sluggish sensation in your knees, or the heaviness in your thighs could be more than just aging. It might be solanine interfering with your body's natural rhythm. Even more troubling is how this compound fuels inflammation. If you're already dealing with arthritis or joint issues, consuming tomatoes regularly could be intensifying the stiffness and pain you feel in your legs, that nagging ache in your hips, the swelling in your knees, and the pressure in your ankles. These may not be separate from your diet. They could be part of a pattern your body is trying to reveal. Over time, inflammation can erode cartilage, reduce flexibility, and leave you feeling less stable on your feet. But tomatoes don't just affect your joints and muscles. They're also high in histamines, which can trigger fluid retention and bloating. If your legs feel unusually swollen by evening, or you notice your socks leaving deep marks on your ankles, it may not be your heart or circulation alone. It could be your body reacting to histamines, holding on to water, and weighing your legs down. This kind of subtle inflammation makes it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach your lower limbs, leading to fatigue and slower recovery. It's unsettling to think that a vegetable you've always believed was good for you might be undermining your strength. But recognizing this isn't about fear, it's about awareness. Because tomatoes are just one part of the equation. There's another vegetable, often tossed into meals for a kick of spice or crunch, that could be doing even more damage. It may be triggering nerve overstimulation, leaving your legs feeling jittery, your muscles trembling, and even robbing you of restful sleep. 5. Peppers, bell peppers, hot peppers, jalapenos. Peppers, whether they're sweet and colorful or fiery and bold, often seem like a wholesome, vibrant choice for meals. They brighten salads, spice up stir-fries, and are often praised for their vitamin content. But beneath their cheerful exterior, peppers may be quietly taking a toll on your leg strength and overall mobility. For older adults, especially those already dealing with joint discomfort or nerve sensitivity, peppers could be doing more harm than good. One of the main culprits is capsaicin, the compound responsible for a pepper's heat. While it's often praised for its metabolism-boosting effects, capsaicin can overstimulate the nervous system when consumed frequently. This kind of constant stimulation can result in burning sensations, tingling, or that strange buzzing feeling in the legs like your muscles are being zapped with static. If you've ever felt small jolts or inexplicable tightness in your calves or thighs, it could be your nerves reacting to an overload. Over time, this overstimulation may wear down nerve function, making your legs feel tired, unstable, and less coordinated. But even non-spicy peppers aren't always innocent. All peppers are part of the nightshade family, which means they contain solanine, a natural chemical known to worsen inflammation and joint stiffness. For seniors living with arthritis or other joint-related conditions, solanine can act as a trigger, intensifying the pain and reducing mobility. That deep ache in your knees, the tension in your hips, or the stiffness in your ankles that lingers throughout the day could be linked to these chemical compounds slowly building up in your system. Another often overlooked concern is how peppers may aggravate restless leg syndrome. This condition, which causes a persistent urge to move your legs at night due to discomfort, can be worsened by spicy foods. For many seniors, poor sleep due to restless legs means reduced muscle recovery and greater fatigue, both of which can sap leg strength over time and increase the risk of falls. It's a troubling thought that something as common and well-loved as a pepper could be quietly weakening your body, but the truth is, peppers may not be the only ones. There's another common vegetable that often goes unnoticed on the dinner plate, one that could be steadily undermining your ability to retain muscle strength. And the effects can be so subtle, you might not realize it until your legs feel heavier and slower than they used to. 6. Beet greens. Beet greens. The vibrant leafy tops of beets are often seen as a hidden gem in the world of nutrition. They're tossed into smoothies, sautéed alongside dinner, or added to salads under the belief that they're brimming with essential nutrients. And in many ways, they are. Rich in vitamins A and K, packed with minerals like potassium and magnesium, they seem like a smart addition to any healthy diet. But for older adults, especially those noticing leg discomfort or declining mobility, beet greens may not be as harmless as they appear. The issue lies in their sky-high oxalate content. Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds that bind to calcium in your body, preventing it from being properly absorbed and used. Over time, this binding process can quietly strip your muscles of the calcium they need to stay strong and responsive. Have you ever felt your calves tighten unexpectedly or experienced sudden cramps that jolt you awake at night? These could be signs that your muscles are operating without enough calcium, struggling silently against a deficit caused by a food you believed was supporting you. Beyond muscle function, oxalates pose an even more serious concern: kidney health. When oxalates accumulate in the body, they can contribute to kidney stone formation, a condition known for its intense pain but also one that affects how efficiently your kidneys filter waste and manage fluid balance. Poor kidney function can lead to bloating, water retention, and swelling in the legs. If your ankles feel puffy at the end of the day or your legs seem unusually heavy even after rest, beet greens may be a surprising culprit. Even more troubling is their role in depleting calcium in the bloodstream. This long-term reduction in calcium availability can raise the risk of developing osteoporosis, a condition that quietly weakens your bones and reduces muscle strength. When your muscles can't contract effectively and your bones become brittle, the result is reduced stability and coordination. That makes basic movements, like walking, rising from a chair, or climbing a few stairs, more daunting and dangerous than they used to be. For seniors dealing with joint pain or arthritis, beet greens can also intensify symptoms. The oxalates they contain may trigger inflammatory responses in the joints, making mornings more painful and movement throughout the day more taxing. If you've found that your joints feel stiffer, more swollen, or just slower to wake up, even after a good night's sleep, your diet may be quietly fanning the flames of inflammation. The effects of beet greens don't appear all at once. They accumulate subtly day by day, meal by meal, until one day, you realize your strength has faded, your endurance has shrunk, and your confidence in moving has changed. But beet greens aren't alone in this. There's another common vegetable so familiar, it appears on dinner plates across the country every night, that may be quietly reducing your muscle mass and making mobility more difficult with each bite. Let's uncover what it is and how it affects your legs next. 7. Cabbage. Cabbage has long held a place on the dinner table. From crisp coleslaws at picnics to warm stews on winter nights, and even as tangy sauerkraut on a hearty sandwich, it's a vegetable that's been passed down through generations, often praised for being inexpensive, filling, and packed with nutrients. But for older adults, especially those experiencing leg fatigue, stiffness, or swelling, cabbage may be quietly doing more harm than good. The core issue lies in cabbage's impact on thyroid health. As a member of the cruciferous vegetable family, cabbage contains goitrogens, natural compounds that can interfere with the body's ability to absorb iodine. Iodine is crucial for a healthy thyroid, and when this delicate balance is disrupted, the thyroid can slow down, leading to a condition known as hypothyroidism. When your thyroid isn't functioning well, your metabolism drops, and so does your muscle efficiency. You may notice that your legs feel unusually heavy, or that climbing stairs takes more effort than it should. That unexplained fatigue in your lower body might not be just age. It could be your thyroid struggling behind the scenes. Another concern with cabbage is its potential to cause bloating and water retention. While the high fiber content is generally considered beneficial, in excess, or for those with sensitive digestion, it can lead to gas, pressure, and swelling in the abdominal area, all of which can put added strain on circulation. Poor circulation means that your leg muscles aren't receiving the blood flow. They need to stay strong and responsive. Over time, this can translate to stiffness, painful cramps, and even a gradual weakening of muscle fibers. But the problems don't stop at muscle fatigue. Certain compounds in cabbage, particularly when consumed in large amounts, can interfere with proper nerve signaling. If you've felt tingling in your legs, or an odd numbness that makes movement feel less natural, your nervous system may be reacting to dietary triggers, cabbage included. These subtle disruptions may not seem serious at first, but over time they can chip away at your confidence to move, walk, or maintain balance. The troubling part is how silently this all happens. Cabbage looks so innocent, so wholesome, and yet it may be playing a role in your body's quiet decline in strength. It's not about blaming a single food, but rather understanding that even healthy choices can become harmful if they don't match the needs of your aging body. Cabbage is only one example. There are other vegetables common, trusted, and regularly consumed that may be compounding the problem. But the hopeful news is that by identifying these triggers now, you can make small, smart adjustments that protect your legs, support your circulation, and keep you moving freely. The next step: discover which food might be the most surprising of all, the hidden threat lurking in your diet, a wake-up call for stronger legs. As we grow older, the ability to move freely becomes more than just a daily routine. It becomes a lifeline to our independence, our joy, and the moments that truly matter. Whether it's stepping outside for a walk, getting up to answer the door, or simply rising from a chair with ease, mobility shapes how we live each day. But what if some of the foods we've relied on for decades, those trusted vegetables we assumed were good for us, were slowly taking that freedom away? You see, not all vegetables are as innocent as they seem. While many offer beneficial nutrients, some also contain compounds that particularly for seniors, can quietly sabotage leg strength. These compounds can interfere with nerve function, deplete crucial minerals from muscles, promote inflammation in the joints, and restrict healthy circulation. The consequences: A. Gradual, nearly invisible erosion of the strength and stability you once took for granted. Think back to the last time you felt heaviness in your legs for no clear reason, or when standing up required more effort than usual. Perhaps your knees felt stiff, or your calves cramped up after only a short walk. These aren't just signs of getting older. They might be your body's quiet way of telling you that something in your diet isn't helping and may, in fact, be harming you. This isn't meant to create fear. It's about empowering you with awareness. Because once you know better, you can do better. The vegetables we talked about: eggplant, spinach, tomatoes, peppers, baked greens. Cabbage aren't bad in the general sense. But for older adults, especially those with existing joint issues or circulation concerns, these foods can pose hidden risks. By reducing or replacing them, you're not just avoiding discomfort. You could be reclaiming your energy, your balance, and your freedom to move. So what's the real takeaway? Be intentional with what you put on your plate. Just because something has long been labeled healthy doesn't mean it's ideal for your changing body. Listen closely to the way your legs feel after meals. Are they tighter, heavier, less responsive? Those signals matter. Above all, don't wait until mobility becomes a barrier. Start today by choosing foods that truly support your muscles, your joints, and your nervous system. This small shift can lead to a big change, a stronger, steadier version of you. Because mobility isn't just about walking, it's about living. It's about being present, being independent, and feeling confident in your body at every stage of life. Old habits may be hard to break, but your health, your freedom, and your future are worth the change. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned from today's video that you'll apply in your own life? Share it in the comments. Just write Senior Health Tips if you found this helpful. Or 0 if you didn't. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your journey matters, and we're here to support it every step of the way.